right? And then I think of an interesting segue.
Yeah. You have to do this because you're looking at the list. So
yeah, I'm looking at the list.
I could never guess.
So you know what would have been an interesting segue?
What would have been?
Actually getting the remainder of Half-Life 3. That would have been nice.
That's fun. That would have been nice.
That would have been pretty nice.
So take us through this.
So basically...
Because I'm sure you've read this
article. Super read it. Basically Mark Laidlaw, who was the head writer over at Valve for many, many years, who recently left the company.
Yeah, I was about to say, didn't you?
And when he left the company, everybody who still cared about Half-Life on the internet went, oh, fuck.
Like, that's not good.
Because he seemed to be, aside from Gabe Newell, anyway, the last kind of holdout of original staff that could have possibly like stayed behind and done a fucking thing.
Doesn't mean like Doom 2016 came out with, I think, 0 people that worked on like Doom 1 or 2, I assume. Possibly 3 is still there.
Yeah.
So it doesn't absolutely nail a Half-Life nail into the Half-Life coffin.
So before we actually get into this, Laidlaw came out after the shenanigans went on saying, hey, lots of Alien scripts got thrown out.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean there's no Aliens franchise.
It is true.
And everyone said, shut up, Mark. So Mark just went ahead and went to a paste bin and changed some names around and basically put out like a several thousand word synopsis of everything that Half-Life 2 Episode 3 was going to be, as well as its ending and what was it going to be. And it was going to be going to the Arctic, finding the Polaris that was mentioned in Portal 2.
Okay.
And having a bunch of awesome running gun battles inside the Polaris that would be constantly portal shifting through time and space to different places.
I'm glad they canceled that.
And having running gun battles through like time portals.
That doesn't sound very interesting. So I'm glad it's never happening.
This is so depressing to me, man. So what's actually also depressing is that the ending was also straight up 100% going to be a cliffhanger.
To lead into like, and I don't know, you get the feeling that like these games were never supposed to have an ending, any of them. Like no matter when these games were going to end or when they were going to stop making them, they would still end on a cliffhanger. Yeah.
Now, personally, I think the cliffhanger that this game would have ended on is a way better cliffhanger than the one the last one did, because it's the difference between what are we going to do now in the next battle, like a Halo thing or whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas the last one is, I'm about to be shot in the face.
Right. That's an actual cliffhanger.
And it's fucking... So if you want, you can go check out the paste bin. And there's 2 now. There's a write-up that has... There's a write-up that has all the bullshit names like Cool Man and Alec and shit with all the fucking fake ass names that Mark Laidlaw put in, or you can have one that somebody just can copy pasted all the correct names into. Man, hats are so fucking. I gotta organize my fucking thoughts on this.
But like, look down here in this article. It really sucks because it just puts it more in perspective. It's like Duke Nukem Forever came out. Beyond Good and Evil 2 will most likely
kind of come out.
Fucking
like, the FF7 remake is happening.
It is happening.
Shenmue came out. It didn't come out, but it's gonna come.
Lost Guardian or whatever. Last Guardian, sure. Like these are the things that came out, and this most likely won't.
And it's like, well, I mean, Warcraft Adventures didn't come out. And StarCraft Ghost didn't come out.
I mean, to be fair,
but comparing Valve to Blizzard is actually the better example because they were both the PC game companies that just
StarCraft Ghost never came out.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's like some of Blizzard's projects, like those 2 you just mentioned, weren't they made both by outside companies? I'm not sure if Warcraft Adventures was, but Ghost certainly always was made by a third party.
Yes, Ghost was always made by shitty third parties. It sucked. Probably. I mean, the games were
I bet you that they did. I bet you they were fine.
I bet
but Blizzard was like, it's not good enough.
They couldn't deal with whatever Blizzard's internal standards control was. And they're like, we have to ship a game, motherfuckers. We can't spend 8 years on this.
I don't know where that internal quality control was with the Warcraft movie, but it's there somewhere,
well,
I'm sure.
That's a movie. That's a
different thing.
Seriously, though, what a bummer. Like, I blame many things on this.
What do you blame chiefly?
I blame Gabe Newell.
Okay.
That's the go-to.
That's an easy one.
Yeah.
I blame everyone over at Valve that wanted to sign up for their fucking unorganized fucking everybody work on whatever fucking project they want. Goddamn
mentality.
Structure.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's cool, but like, there should be always a core team that you got to do what we want.
I want to blame everyone who decided that the way the bonus payment structure over at Valve was going to work was that your bonus per year was going to be determined by the profits the game you were working on made, not as a company-wide thing. Which means that if you're working and you got to support your family and you're working at Valve.
But I don't want to.
And you have a choice between a fucking couple of games. You can work on the Half-Life episode.
Yeah.
That may not come out. You can work on the CSGO update, which will come out for sure and makes tons of money.
Yeah.
Or you can make a bunch of Dota hats.
Yeah.
And Dota makes
what
$1
about
billion.
Portal?
What about Portal?
No, is that an option I can work on? No,
No, it's not.
All right.
What are you gonna
pick?
What are you gonna fucking pick? You're gonna pick the one that makes you tons of money.
I picked the Dota hats.
Yeah, you picked the fucking Dota hats. That's free cash.
Right.
That's gambling for children. They love those fucking little sparkly things.
It's easy.
And it's like, well, how that more? Oh, I am personally, I'm maybe a little more invested than I should be in this because I played that game and I had a lot of fun with it. But I think the reason why I'm actually like super pissed off and not just I didn't just let it go. Is that it's the kind of situation where it's you keep asking Gabe over the years.
Yeah, what does he say?
He says, we're working on something. It's like, you're not. And he stopped saying that a couple years ago, by the way.
So does he just stare blankly?
No, what the one that's like twisting the fucking knife in your heart is, do you remember Clang? That Kickstarter game that failed? It ran out of money. It succeeded its Kickstarter, but then the prototype never got picked up, so it just
I don't know Clang.
So Clang was a sword fighting game,
okay.
and it was I forget the guy's name. He's a bald guy. He looks like Kane from Nod. And he had this really nice Kickstarter pitch that all these developers, PC developers, that are like, hey, these guys are cool.
These guys are the best.
And he walks by Gabe Newell, and Gabe Newell is at a forge, and Gabe Newell is making a crowbar in the forge.
Right. And
he hits it 3 times, and he's talking about possible delays with the Kickstarter, and then he looks over at Gabe, and Gabe holds up the molten crowbar and goes, these things take time. And that was like 2 years ago.
Okay.
And it's like, nothing is in development. This shit, like, God damn it, just admit that the game's not going to happen.
The thing is that you can't, when you're like this, what did this come up with? This come up with a guy at Nintendo was asked, hey, well, Rhythm Heaven is dead. We're here and it's dead. He's like, it's not.
It's not dead.
I want to make more of those.
Yeah.
But there's nothing to announce. Because you're put in this position where if you say, we're not working on that at all, and we have no plans, you don't say that because people get angry. And you want to leave that door open, but this has been going on so long that it's like, I'm not even going to open the door anymore.
When the fuck did Episode 2, Half-Life Episode 2 fucking come out?
2002?
Half-Life Episode 2. When the fuck did that happen?
Half-Life 2 Episode 2.
That came out exactly 10 years ago.
So
October of 2007.
Oh wow, that's way okay.
Right?
That's not that bad because that's comparable to Last Guardian then.
Yes.
It can still happen.
But Sony was always adamant that no, this I remember Shuhei Yoshida in interviews would be like, this game is going to come out.
Yeah.
No matter what happens, this game is going to come out.
That's more definitive than like banging fucking crowbar 3 times.
And what makes this like extra like, oh, I don't think this is going to happen is that like the timing on this is like would be like exactly 10 years after that plot synopsis got nailed down, which screams like, well, the NDA ran out and nothing's actually being made with it.
Right. Yeah.
So like, hey, you're free to do this, and it's like, well, they're not going to use that fucking plot now. After it's out.
With this plot synopsis for Episode 3, could someone make a Kickstarter just called Full Death?
Could they make a Kickstarter?
For a game called Full Death.
Could they do that?
That would look at the plot synopsis and then make Cool Guy and Alec. Just to give people something?
They could. In fact, there's a Half-Life 2 mod out right now.
There's lots of
that
that inputs this.
That takes some of the gameplay concepts. It takes like beta ideas and like it's like this is as close as you're gonna get, and it's still like.
Oh well, I'm sure it'll come. I'm sure it'll be announced in game magazines next week.
Oh, which is worse, in game magazines or like when it's done, and then when it's done is never.
Okay, I hate when it's done.
Yeah,
I love next week in game magazines.
You love it.
Even if it's something I really anticipate, I'm like, oh come on, when's it coming out? If they say next week in game magazines, I'm like, that's hilarious. I hate when it's done. I don't know. It's very.
It feels actually like condescending.
Yeah.
Like
it's like getting waved off.
It's like, no, shut up, peasant. You don't need that.
Yeah. Like you can say what when it's done means, but in a different way. You're like, oh well, we're working really hard.
We're looking at 2018 or 2019.
Yeah,
and we know that's really far away.
But that's all I can tell you.
And since that's very far away, it could get delayed because shit happens.
When it's done is like has an air of superiority over it.
And it was always done by fucking what's their names?
Wasn't it John Carmack?
It was the fucking id Software guys that would always do when
John
it's
Carmack.
done. It was Carmack and Romero.
Oh yeah, I remember that. When's Daikatana?
When's Daikatana's when's your bit? Wait.
When's your bitch?
Daikatana.
When's your bitch done?
When's Daikatana when you're a bitch?
When you're my bitch.
Yeah. Daikatana makes. Wait.
If you wake up and you have a sign on your head that says John Romero's bitch, then you'll know that it's done.
When will I be Daikatana's bitch? When I'm done?
John Romero's.
Okay.
It specifically has to. You are a bitch that belongs to him.
Is that the kind of thing that if I could have gone to the office and become John Romero's bitch, that Daikatana would have come out?
You know what's even worse is that in the ad it says you are about to be John Romero's. It's at about, so it's like implying that's going to be soon.
What a fucked up fucking ad! Like I'm gonna fucking attack you, motherfucker.
Did you read the thing where like I read like an interview with him like I don't know 5 years ago that said like I was totally against that PR thing. Like,
fuck you, John! You don't get to do that.
He was like it was like this smarmy PR guy that was like this will be awesome, and he's like I like it being aggressive, but I think this is too much.
You don't get to do that. You don't get to fucking roll that back fucking 10 years later or some bullshit. You put your fucking name on it. You told some marketing fuck that they could tell everybody that you were going to make the world your bitch. And now you want to roll it back because it's the most made fun of thing ever?
He was convinced.
Oh, yeah?
He was charmed, if you will, by this snake oil salesman.
He was seduced.
He was seduced to make everyone his bitch.
Oh man, you know it is a good idea.
Gabe Newell's about to make you his bitch.
I'm gonna do interviews at E3, and when the interviewer comes up to me, I'm gonna grab them and go, "I'm gonna make you my bitch." Play Daikatana. Oh man,
I just really love like Miyamoto just to be like, man, that robot sumo game that never came out. If it had, you would have all been my bitch.
Yeah, it's very Miyamoto of him.
That's good.
Oh, I had a segue, but it's gone. Hey, fuck it.
That's fine.
The Yakuza team. You know them?
No.
They're about to make you...
You know them.